Before its launch last year, the James Webb Space Telescope had a lot of anticipation surrounding it. But now that the world's most advanced and expensive telescope is in action, the JWST has the potential to completely upend the field of astronomy with just one discovery. Scientists are in an uproar as the latest JWST images disprove the Big Bang Theory. When did the JWST last provide new images? Let's explore the details of how the James Webb Space Telescope disproved the Big Bang Theory. We put a lot of work into our videos to keep you up to date. It would help us a lot if you subscribe to this channel so we can reach the first 1,000 subscribers. Thank you very much. Let's start our topic. Can a telescope really cost that much money? That was surpassed by the James Webb Space Telescope. The telescope took decades to develop and ate up millions of man-hours. With a price tag of $10 billion, no other telescope comes close. Designing the JWST to accommodate the launch rocket was another engineering nightmare. There wasn't a rocket big enough to hold it. For this reason, its engineers made sure it could be folded in several different ways. While being transported to its final resting place, the massive heat shield was folded up and unfurled. What's more, that's not even the riskiest aspect of the telescope. The reflecting mirror, its focal point, had to be shattered into 18 pieces and then folded. There were a lot of potential problems, so the engineers and scientists who worked on it held their breath throughout the launch. The fact that the JWST is literally unfixable just added to their concerns. Since the telescope is located almost 1,000,000 miles away, it would be impossible to dispatch a maintenance crew in the event of an emergency. Since there is no way to refuel, the mission will be canceled as soon as the fuel runs out. The JWST's risks, however, are well worth taking in light of the rewards that could be gained. It has the potential to increase our understanding of the cosmos beyond, in ways that no previous scientific tool has managed. Consequently, since the telescope's official launch, researchers from all over the world have been patiently waiting for their chance to use the instrument's cutting-edge capabilities to delve deeper into the cosmos. However, nobody was ready for one of the telescope's initial unpleasant surprises. Only a few short weeks into its mission, the JWST has already delivered images that disprove the Big Bang Theory. Within the field of astronomy, the theory of the Big Bang has attained the status of dogma. Many people use the Big Bang to explain the beginning of the universe because of the success of the TV series The Big Bang Theory. In the end, it was a priest-turned-astronomer named George Lemaitre who laid the groundwork for the Big Bang Theory. In 1927, he came up with a revolutionary theory that a very long time ago the cosmos was a single point. He said that the current size of the cosmos was the result of the universe, stretching and expanding to an even larger size. Many years later, the great astronomer Edwin Hubble, for whom the Hubble Space Telescope was named, expanded upon George's concept. It was discovered by Hubble that distant galaxies were receding from our own at a faster rate than closer ones. As far as the astronomer was concerned, this meant that George was correct, and the universe was indeed still expanding. If things are receding in space, then they were probably closer together in the distant past. The Big Bang Theory states that at the start of the cosmos, nothing more than extremely small, extremely hot particles were present, alongside light and energy. A decrease in temperature occurred, though, as everything grew and took up more room. Then the particles clumped together into atoms. Then those atoms clustered, and over aeons of time, those clusters fused together to form the stars and galaxies you see today. More stars formed as a result of the first stars expanding atoms into larger structures. Simultaneously, galaxies were colliding and merging in a spectacular display of cosmic chaos. Asteroids, comets, planets, and even black holes all developed alongside solar systems, when newborn stars eventually died. Within a time frame of roughly 14 billion years, all of this occurred. If the Big Bang never occurred, then what? While many scientists would rather not even consider this possibility, has become the bedrock of modern astronomy, and the JWST is not afraid to show us what it sees. While the public may be captivated by the JWST's beautiful photos, scientists are stymied by their apparent inconsistency with the Big Bang Theory. The images have a number of issues, the most significant being the prevalence of unexpectedly smooth, tiny, and old galaxies. When compared to the Big Bang Theory, smooth little old galaxies seem to be a contradiction. Let's examine this from a too small perspective to begin with. If the cosmos really is expanding, then there must be some kind of weird optical illusion. In reality, galaxies and other naturally occurring space objects do not appear, progressively smaller with greater distance. After a certain time, they should begin visibly growing in size. If you're wondering why, it's because they lost their light when they passed closer to Earth. This is in contrast to the way things appear in regular, non-expanding space, where distance makes things appear smaller. Researchers who have examined JWST photos have found that they reveal much smaller galaxies than previously thought. These photographs show galaxies 2 to 3 times smaller than those viewed with the Hubble Space Telescope, even those that are brighter and more massive than our own Milky Way. The redshifts of the new galaxies are almost the same, but they are 2 to 3 times higher. This is hardly what one would expect from an expanding cosmos. If there is no expansion of the universe and redshift is proportional to distance, then the galaxies seen by the JWST should have the same size as the galaxy nearest to us. The Big Bang theory, however, suggests that these distant galaxies are naturally very small, which is what is needed to account for the proposed optical illusion. The GS2 galaxy is brighter than our own Milky Way. However, with 300 light-years in diameter, it is 150 times smaller than the Milky Way. It would have a surface brightness or brightness per unit area 600 times that of the brightest nearby galaxy. Its density would be hundreds of thousands of times higher than that of the galaxies we observe now. But what about the fact that galaxies aren't bumpy? What does that mean for the Big Bang? In any case, tiny ultra-dense galaxies, often known as powerful mouse galaxies, must exist for the Big Bang to be real. The situation has been further exacerbated by JWST. The hypothesis postulates that small galaxies grow into large galaxies by colliding with each other and merging as they become increasingly widely spaced. Imagine a wonderful little car that is only a centimeter long but weighs as much as an SUV. Moreover, picture it crashing into a fleet of other miniature SUVs, where it quickly matures into a full-size version of its eventual target. JWST data raises issues for the Big Bang theory in this respect. It's hard to believe that the automobiles in the artwork didn't at least get a few dings from hitting one another. Therefore, those who believe in the Big Bang hypothesize that galaxies would show signs of scarring or severe rough edges as a result of the collision they endured or escaped. However, the JWST found an abundance of smooth disks and well-organized spiral structures. In appearance, they are identical to modern galaxies. The number of smooth spiral galaxies in the photos was found to be roughly 10 times more than what was expected by theory. This raises doubts about the frequency with which galaxies combine. What this evidence amounts to is an assault on the merger hypothesis. If galaxy mergers are rare, then what happens? However, merging is necessary for galaxies to reach such enormous sizes. As a result, huge galaxies have always been enormous. This also disproves the expanding universe hypothesis prediction of an optical illusion, and the absence of delusion precludes development. The illusion may be predicted with certainty thanks to the theory of expansion. Next, we'll examine the two traditional components. It's remarkably similar to or the same as far too many other things. The JWST uses a variety of infrared filters to capture photos in that spectrum. This gives astronomers a chance to see the colors of faraway galaxies. It's the main tool astronomers have for estimating how old the galaxy's stars are. Stars that are very young and extremely hot seem blue, whereas older and cooler stars appear yellow or red. Images from the JWST's most distant galaxies are now appearing, as they would have been 400 to 500 million years after the Great Bang, proving the theory's validity. However, several of these galaxies have shown evidence of extremely ancient star populations. These galaxies disprove the Big Bang theory, since nothing could have created them before the Big Bang. Evidently, a galaxy older than the Big Bang is out of the question. So if the Big Bang theory is correct, the JWST should see fewer and fewer galaxies the further back in time it observes. At some point, it would enter a cosmic dark age and lose the ability to detect galaxies. Even a few 100 million years after the purported Big Bang, scientists have shown that galaxies as enormous as the Milky Way are widespread. The researchers suggest that the number of galaxies in the latest JWST photos is at least 100,000 times higher than what was predicted by theorists at redshifts greater than 10. It is highly improbable that so many massive galaxies could have evolved in such a short period of time, implying that the Big Bang theory is false. Here we should pause to consider the consequences of a scientific consensus rejecting the Big Bang theory. So we need a fresh take on how the cosmos got started. Plasma filamentation, which has been present for about 50 years, could be the reason. The physical procedures often used in a laboratory setting can account for this phenomenon. Most of the substance in the universe, including stars and interstellar space, consists of plasma, an electrically conducting gas. Light loses energy as it travels through space, and the Hubble redshift connection is the only one that wouldn't be satisfied by a new physical process. Plasma filamentation has been found and investigated by scientists as a crucial process in plasmas. When electric currents interact with magnetic fields, a lacy network of filaments is formed that may be observed on all cosmic scales. One of the fundamental processes that led to the formation of planets, stars, galaxies, and other structures is plasma filamentation. Artificially developing fusion energy relies heavily on plasma filamentation as well. Just doing its job, the JWST is giving us fresh perspectives on the cosmos. Scientists are already starting to wonder what would have happened if the Big Bang had never occurred. If you like this video and this topic, you should watch our last video about Venus colonization. Leave your thoughts on the Big Bang theory's veracity in the comments.